They laughed when humans joined the Galactic Alliance. They called us fragile, slow, soft. But on the day the sky above Carthos Prime burned red, when entire alien armies fell in minutes, when one human stood alone against extinction, the galaxy stopped laughing. Because that day a legend was born. The first time humanity walked into the Galactic Assembly, laughter echoed through the chamber. In a massive floating hall above the planet Varelia, representatives of 1,000 species gathered. Towering reptilian warlords, bioluminescent hive minds, metallic entities forged from living steel, and among them, humans. Smaller, softer, unarmored. The Targo war clan measured strength by bone density. The Velcron judged power by natural weaponry. The Zyphri valued psychic dominance. Humans had none of it. No claws, no scales, no telepathy, just fragile skin and curious eyes. When Earth was accepted into the Alliance, it wasn't because of strength. It was because of persistence. Humanity had survived wars, plagues, and extinction-level disasters. But to the galaxy, survival wasn't impressive. Conquest was. Whispers spread quickly. Short-lived. Emotionally unstable. Physically inferior. Humans did not argue. They observed. They studied alien technology, learned new languages, and analyzed military doctrines. While others displayed fleets and weapons, humanity built quietly. Then came Carthos Prime, a mining world at the edge of Alliance territory, rich in dark energy crystals and strategically vital. Suddenly, it was under attack. The invading force was the Dravari Dominion, a species known for planetary extermination. Ruthless, efficient, unstoppable. Within hours, Carthos Prime's defenses were shattered. Targo fleets retreated after heavy losses. The Velcron psychic network collapsed under Dravari disruption waves. The Alliance had never faced defeat so quickly. Emergency distress signals echoed across the galaxy. And Earth answered, not with a fleet, with one ship. Confusion spread among the Alliance. One vessel against the Dominion's invasion armada? It was either arrogance or desperation. The ship's name was simple, Vanguard. Inside stood a human officer named Captain Elias Ward. At that moment, the galaxy expected humanity to fail. They believed they were about to see confirmation of everything they assumed about humans. They were wrong. Captain Elias Ward was not genetically enhanced, not cybernetically modified, not the strongest soldier Earth possessed. But he was human, and that meant something the galaxy did not yet understand. Humans evolved on a death world, a planet of violent storms, unpredictable climates, dangerous predators, relentless disease, and gravity stronger than most inhabited worlds. Pain was familiar. Fear was normal. Adaptation was instinct. Ward grew up learning about humanity's past, world wars, revolutions, survival against impossible odds. He joined the United Earth Defense Force not for glory, but because humans protected their own. When Vanguard exited hyperspace above Carthos Prime, the situation was worse than expected. Dravari warships filled orbit. Cities burned below. Alliance forces were in full retreat. Ward studied the battlefield in silence. Other species relied on overwhelming power. Humans relied on strategy. Scan for weak points, he ordered calmly. Within minutes, Vanguard's AI identified a flaw in the Dominion formation. Their central command ship coordinated the synchronized drone fleets. Destroy it and chaos would follow. Reaching it meant flying directly through the heart of the enemy armada. Any other species would call it suicide. Ward called it Tuesday. Vanguard accelerated. Dravari ships opened fire. Plasma lances tore across space. Explosions rocked the human vessel. Systems flickered. Ward did not retreat. He adapted. He used debris fields as cover. Slingshot around shattered cruisers. Overloaded secondary thrusters for erratic, unpredictable maneuvers. The Dravari were precise. Humans were creative. When Vanguard reached firing range, Ward did not deploy conventional weapons. He launched a compressed EMP torpedo technology specifically designed to counter energy-linked fleets. The torpedo struck. For 3 seconds, space went silent. Then the Dominion formation collapsed. Drone ships drifted powerless. Coordination vanished. Panic rippled through Dravari ranks. Alliance commanders watched in disbelief. One human ship had accomplished what entire fleets could not. But the battle was not over. The Dominion command ship still remained. It dwarfed Vanguard, a fortress layered with armor, heavy cannons, and shield matrices stronger than planetary grids. Ward knew he could not outgun it. So he did something no one expected. He docked. Against all logic, Vanguard latched onto the Dominion hull. Before his crew could protest, Ward armed himself and entered the airlock. He was going inside alone. The corridors of the Dravari vessel were massive, built for towering war beasts. Ward moved swiftly using gravity boots and tactical mapping systems. Dravari soldiers engaged him. They were stronger. He was faster. Humans evolved for endurance hunting, for stamina, persistence, and long pursuit. Ward fought with precision. Target joints. Disrupt breathing vents. Disable. Move. Adapt. Humans do not quit. To reach the command chamber, he had to breach shielded gates. Ward temporarily overloaded his suit's reactor core, a move considered reckless by alien military standards. Humans called it calculated risk. The blast opened the chamber. Inside stood the Dravari High Marshal, towering, armored, certain of victory. "You are weak," the Marshal growled. Ward removed his helmet. "Not weak," he replied calmly. "Just underestimated." The fight was brutal. Crushing strikes sent Ward against steel walls. His armor cracked. Blood filled his mouth. But humans endure. When the Marshal overextended, Ward used the environment, exposed energy conduits, unstable flooring, shifting gravity fields. He did not overpower. He outthought. With one final maneuver, Ward triggered a chain reaction within the command core. "Evacuate your forces," he transmitted to the Alliance. Seconds later, the Dominion flagship erupted in blinding light. Ward escaped through Vanguard's emergency recall system as the explosion shattered Dravari morale. The invasion collapsed. News traveled faster than light. One human officer had dismantled a Dominion invasion. Alliance species replayed the footage endlessly. They analyzed his tactics, studied human decision-making, and they realized something unsettling. Humans did not need natural weapons. Their weapon was adaptability. Where others followed doctrine, humans improvised. Where others feared loss, humans accepted it as part of survival. Carthos Prime was rebuilt. Statues were erected, not only of Ward, but of a human silhouette standing defiant against impossible odds. The Targo warlords no longer laughed. The Velcron studied human psychology carefully. The Zyphri avoided provoking Earth. Humanity's reputation changed overnight. No longer fragile newcomers, but unpredictable warriors. Captain Ward was offered honors across the galaxy. He declined most of them. For him, it had never been about pride. It was about protecting those who could not protect themselves. Years later, children across alien worlds studied the Battle of Carthos Prime, not as a story of destruction, but as a lesson. Strength is not size, power is not appearance, and weakness is often misunderstood resilience. Humans continued expanding peacefully, but no one underestimated them again. When pirates threatened trade routes, they hesitated. When empires considered conquest, they reconsidered. Because somewhere in the galaxy existed a species forged on a death world. A species that survived ice ages and nuclear fire, a species that fights hardest when cornered. And among them, legends like Elias Ward. The galaxy once asked, "What makes humans dangerous?" Now they knew. It wasn't claws. It wasn't psychic power. It wasn't armor. It was will. And will cannot be measured. Please follow my channel for more videos. One click from you can change my life.